that every single one of these great men took their enterprise most seriously of everything in the universe and did not take family life most seriously. That was true for sure of Sam Walton, for example, but probably the men of the 1800s as much, although not as much has come down to us about their family life. Not that I've run across. But by and large, they didn't take their families seriously, not until they were older, for sure. Henry Ford got to know his grandkids later, but didn't spend so much time with his kids. So they don't take family life as seriously as the average person, maybe. And they do take their job to be the most serious thing of all. Another thing that struck me about them is very few of them were millionaires or billionaires or whatever when they were extremely young. Like Henry Ford, like 40 years old. Sam Walton was more than 40 when they floated the company. Um, uh, and a lot of these industrial giants were in their 40s or even their 50s when they became extraordinarily wealthy. So the idea that you should seize the day in the prime of your youth and all that sort of stuff is false. The golden age of achievement is actually after the fires of youth go out. As Benjamin Franklin said in his autobiography, I was actually glad to get past the age of 30 and have the fires of youth, the passions of youth, stop dragging me into trouble and distracting me and so on. He was able to calm down and concentrate and accomplish something because he wasn't always raring to go to some card party and get drunk with friends or get some woman or something. Like he said, he and his friend went a whoring when they first got to Philadelphia. Went to a whorehouse and bought some companionship. And he said he was lucky not to get a dreadful disease. It's another thing that you can look at the industrialists and so on of the 1800s and 1900s. Some of them were more family oriented, but didn't take it quite seriously, as we were just saying. And some of them were less so. I didn't read the biographies of anyone like Howard Hughes, I believe, always had 5 beautiful women hanging around or something like that, and ended up with some dreadful disease, syphilis, I believe. The only thing that is common to all great rich men is that they take their task to be the most important thing in the universe. Lots of dissimilarities in other ways from one end of the spectrum to the other. Conservative to liberal, but every single one of them takes their business, no matter how silly it is, even if it's just making sure the trains are scheduled correctly or building a harvester reaper that'll cut the hay down. Whatever it is, whatever their task is, that is the most important thing in the universe. That's what I think we can learn, among all the other things we can certainly learn from these men, is to take your project extremely seriously if you want to be a success at it. That's what the great merchants and capitalists of time have done.